1,000 yards. The Orioles' magic number to clinch the American League East.
15th game, and then Bradish proves that he may be the ace that's going to start the
yesterday. Decide to run it back. The same 1 through 9 as last night. It could be the night where the Orioles return to the top of the American League East as Grace this year. They win 2, and no matter what the Rays do down the stretch, they will clinch.
Isn't it nice to be in that situation?
Well, isn't it nice to have won 98 games?
And Rodriguez throwing smoke early. A whole lot of 98 to start this game.
The pitch selection so much better. Wind up so much better.
Smoother.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, Grayson Rodriguez figured out that's a really good number.
And 1-2 it, a slider, and he gets Lane Thomas swinging the second.
To the cutter and the slider, because they're very similar pitches, and I think Grayson simplified things and said, you know what, I'm gonna get away from that.
They're getting to play first, and then James McCann behind the plate, who can really catch out.
1-2. Ruiz gets the first 100 of the game. That's fouled out of play.
What's that? The
torn bunches. Another changeup. That one's high, and that one's fouled away. Umpiring crew for game 1 didn't think so. Ruiz right side, and he sprays a base hit in between Santander and West.
Throw him a fastball. Maybe you show it to him. Get him out with the all-speed stuff.
Next pitch, the fastball grounded to short by Joey.
He gets a lot of swing and miss on it as he throws it right there. The big thing for us is going to be getting him in the zone. He throws that slider, and
Slider pretty good, or is it hard spin to pick up?
Oh, there we go. That's a good start.
Lead off base hit, Austin Hayes.
Well, if you do get to hit in the first inning, now that Kevin Brown has kind of wished it,
it's going to be a good first inning.
Getting to go to work with him every day and grind through a full season has been a blast.
James, game calling for you. You all
back of your brain and then trusting what your eyes are telling you.
What's a typical day of work like for you, of study
that we pay attention to?
Austin Hayes on the run. That ball trickles away, and Hayes here next season too.
Yeah, don't you think he has to work on being a little more outgoing? Have fun, which means we're going to win, because we all want to get to the next level. We're going to support each other. Whole slew of them down in Thomasville, Georgia, which was where the A and the double A teams. You know, Earl Weaver was the double A manager. So a lot of life lessons at age 8.
Oh, oddly enough, because Tampa Bay is off. So any day now could
runs in 3 games, but they've thrown 3 shutouts.
Dating back to last year, that's now 31st. And Gunnar Henderson takes his first pitch of the second. Out to shortstop.
3, and then doesn't throw a lot of changeups, about 6%, maybe a little bit more than that. 3 home runs.
Gives up the big numbers, and that's why the ERA is as high as it is. Opponents are hitting .293 off of him.
Jordan Westburg. There is the slider from Corbin.
Yeah, I mean, if you.
Rookie Westburg hits a little chopper up the third base line.
Stay there, ball. Stay there.
I think is the term.
Who?
Agronomist.
Agronomist?
That's somebody that knows grass and turf.
Just to Orioles television. McCann right center field. That could be a little bit of trouble. Garcia's going out. Thomas.
Runners in scoring position, and that's where 0 for 5.
Yeah, so not a lot of opportunities. Solo home run. That's the only.
Open. And Jorge Mateo swings through a slider off the plate. Mateo into right field. That ball is slugged toward the wall. Thomas pacing has seen his ground ball rate soar. Home runs are down. The pitcher as he makes what will be his final regular season start of this rookie year.
Yeah, I mean, when he wanted to and get above the zone.
Change up here. Jake Alou grounds it to second.
I think 7.4 ERA is what the Orioles are pitching to since the All-Star break. That's the 4th best mark in all of baseball. So they've really
also. But I watched the game. We get a shared a little shaky. I think now he knows what his best pitch is, which is what we just saw, and then he
pitch like a power pitcher, and pitch like a power pitcher he has done.
2 strikeouts today. They've both been on
a couple of months. And I mean, I was doing the game where he played Texas. First of all, he didn't.
Good selection there.
Yeah.
Blows away C.J. Abrams for a 1-2. And tonight who passed away at the age of 86 yesterday. You can see the number 5 on the left sleeve, and then of course reopen when the gates open for the
any of the 66 World Series against Don Drysdale. As Corbin's going to miss with a breaking ball, back-to-back home runs by Frank. And I think if I had a message to this club, you don't pay any difference. You pitch your rear end off.
Yeah, but how difficult is that to do to get to the postseason when you?
He wasn't old. Whoa.
That ball is powered left center field by Rutzman and gone.
Boy, watch this swing. You talk about a thing of beauty. Trying to get the ball to the inside part of the plate.
Rutzman in his second big league year, a year where he has become it's been a much better distribution this year for Adley. 6 of his 20 have come from the right, but the Orioles are taking care of business here so far, leading 2-0 after 3. Once again, Barrett Ruiz right here. You mentioned the ability not to walk guys, Jim. That's been one of the big differences in his second half.
It is a comfort factor to look behind you and see Gunnar Henderson and Westberg and Mateo.
Or that play right there.
You can reach back and give a little extra when you need to.
Well, pitches per inning, a stat that you two often reference.
There you go. And this kid's pretty good fastball hitter.
Baltimore. Will we see those scenes tonight? The Orioles a win here and a 1-1 Jordan Westberg against Patrick Corbin as we kick off the bottom of the 4th. Westberg McCann down. Westberg rolls one over to short. C.J. Abrams makes the play.
You know, I was looking today. He never really threw much harder than 92, 93. But the breaking ball was so back foot slider. You don't see it.
Well, that's what he does well, and that's what makes the breaking ball so good. He will.
Corbin a career .493 ERA against the Orioles, and
August was one of them. 18-9. And he was up to 230.
Yeah, he had that big series against the Red Sox when the Orioles at Fenway Park. Hit a couple of homers in that series.
Choice his first time, and strikes out on a slider. Patrick Corbin with his first punch out of the game. Barrett Ruiz right here. You mentioned the ability not to walk guys, Jim. That's been one of the big differences in his second half.
It is a comfort factor to look behind you and see Gunnar Henderson and Westberg and Mateo.
Or that play right there.
You can reach back and give a little extra when you need to.
Well, pitches per inning, a stat that you two often reference.
There you go. And this kid's pretty good fastball hitter.
Baltimore. Will we see those scenes tonight? The Orioles a win here and a 1-1 Jordan Westberg against Patrick Corbin as we kick off the bottom of the 4th. Westberg McCann down. Westberg rolls one over to short. C.J. Abrams makes the play.
You know, I was looking today. He never really threw much harder than 92, 93. But the breaking ball was so back foot slider. You don't see it.
Well, that's what he does well, and that's what makes the breaking ball so good. He will.
Corbin a career .493 ERA against the Orioles, and
August was one of them. 18-9. And he was up to 230.
Yeah, he had that big series against the Red Sox when the Orioles at Fenway Park. Hit a couple of homers in that series.
Choice his first time, and strikes out on a slider. Patrick Corbin with his first punch out of the game.